Hey, welcome to the Business Owner Spotlight Series. My name is Gabriel Moore. I am the senior partner here at Action Coach Vanguard in Central Iowa. Today, I have Joe Sheridan, the owner of SpeedPro Des Moines, as my guest. We're going to be talking about his business, his journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek into what it's really like to build and operate a business. If this is your first time on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop new conversations just like this one. Joe, welcome. Joe probably he might mention it, but we actually had an interview before, but it was storming outside, so it was like a little flaky. We couldn't really get it through. Man, thank you so much for being here.
No, glad to be here. Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah. Hey, so like this, let's start it off with tell me a little bit about you, and then tell me a little bit about your business that you're in right now.
Yeah. Iowa native, was born here, grew up out east, so bounced around a little bit, but ended up
Way east.
way east, far
Okay.
east
Okay.
coast. You're talking Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Delaware,
Okay.
bounced around a little bit. And then, like any good native son of Iowa, thought you'd never come back. And then you sure boomerang back.
Sweet
Went to
corn.
high school in central Iowa and then went to the University of Iowa for college. Another one of those thought I'd leave and then never come back. And, once you start building roots and a family and you travel a little bit, you realize we got a little piece of paradise here in central Iowa.
Isn't that a fact, man? Isn't that a fact? Tell me
Yeah.
about your business.
Yeah, so Speed Pro it's a franchise network, about 120, 130 locations across the country, all independently owned. But we are about making brands come to life with great big graphics. So we partner with individuals, small businesses, large multinationals in a number of different ways. Well, we're managing fleets. So you're driving down the street and you see a van with logos and business hours and information. We do that. You're at a conference or a golf event, you see signage. That's us.
Okay.
You're walking down at a retail store in the mall or a grocery store, and there's a sale or a sign or a wall mural talking about something. That's us too.
Right
And
on.
then real fun, we also dabble in art a little bit. So you're thinking your corporate atriums, private graphics that are blown up, helping your man cave, everything in between. So we do it all. If it's got a logo, most likely we're involved in it in some way, some promotional way.
So you do a lot of the paper stuff. Well, I call it paper, just it's physical. It's there
Yep.
as opposed to digital. Do you guys dabble in the digital at all, or how's that look?
Yeah, so there's two ways. So we've got a digital signage product. So things you
Okay.
think of your directories in office buildings, wayfinding signage, event bulletins in your break room. So that's on the digital side there.
Okay.
And then just recently, I've built partnerships and scaled internally to offer AR, augmented reality, or virtual reality through like murals and things. So think of it as the QR code came back, unfortunately, through the nasty COVID. But what it did is allows you to scan a code and a mural can come to life, or a video can play in place of a static image. So we really try to bridge the gap between
Okay.
the things that we do, large, big graphics, interactive or static, and then try to bring the digital space in as well.
That's pretty awesome, man. I mean, I love the fact that we're getting into these kind of things. And I like the fact also that, a company like SpeedPro is adaptable and
Mm,
able to move with the times, right? We still need those
mm,
physical elements out there. It's a no-brainer, but to be able to move into something digital or a more of a digital space, it really speaks to your guys' adaptability. And to me, that's genius, right? Adaptability to me is genius.
yeah.
Um, this particular interview, as we spoke about, is quite a bit about your journey, kind of what you're doing to set the stage for Speed Pro. Tell us a little bit about what role you currently play in your business.
Yeah, so GM owner operator is the best way to describe it. So very active, not a passive role whatsoever. So I am actively involved in kind of all different aspects of the business operations. We've got an amazing team of professionals with a lot of tenure here that oversee production, design, the consultative services when we have unique projects or large scale projects.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is, what are the resources? How can we invest strategically in the business? Bring new business partnerships, as well as bring in different talent and capabilities to continue to scale this business. It was when I purchased it, it was been around for 16 years, so there was a lot of history and legacy that SpeedPro brought with a great brand reputation in the state. And so my role is, how do we take that legacy, and then kind of reinvigorate it and change it a little bit,
Yeah.
to set a new bar for success and growth, to provide the best in class customer experience in addition to the best in class quality, because we are in a commodity business, so it's how do
Yeah.
we every day strive to do more for our partners and customers, do more for our employees, and grow together.
You brought up kind of I want to talk about what you just said there a
Yeah.
minute ago, because you talked about the team and you talked about bringing on, better, new and better talent, revitalizing the business that had been around for
Mhm.
16 years. But, one of the things that we really focus on here at Action Coach, and when we talk about things, is how the owner should um, invigorate the team, how they should give attention to the team, because the team is the one that actually really builds that business, right?
Mhm.
Are you saying that you do spend a lot of time with team development and helping that team to make your business golden? I mean, what's that look like?
Yeah, so implemented, monthly one-on-ones, some of the stuff that I, learned in my time, in the big wheels of corporate America,
Yeah.
that do provide value and give space. Because a lot of the times you'll find you might talk a lot in your business, but you probably don't communicate a lot in your business. And so
Love
with
that.
yeah,
I
that's a
love
sound.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that is, it's creating a carved out dedicated space for that. And that's really where the culture happens. I mean, that's when, obviously with the legacy of the business coming in, we've got decades of experience, some amazing practitioners. And so it's, how do you create a space to foster new ideas, to have people have a hand in strategy about, what other skill sets would you like, how can we level up what you're already doing,
Let's
but
go.
provide a dedicated space for that, because it's really easy, especially in an organization, of our size of 10 people, you're
Right.
always talking. It's a very intimate workplace,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean, like I said, you're communicating. So how do you create dedicated space for that? That was kind of like the first piece. And then it's like anything new, one day you're told that a business is sold, and there's a new literally a new Joe
Yeah.
in town.
Literally, literally.
Literally a Jew, yeah, some Joe Schmo, is taking over an office. How do you make sure people feel comfortable? What other benefits can you provide? It's a 360 review of yourself as well as the business, and what can we do while achieving growth, but also how are we setting the building blocks up, to achieve, what do you want, a 3 year, 5 year goal, and what will the business look like, and how is everybody on the bus to do that together? Because if I'm not a solopreneur.
Right.
This is not I didn't just put a shingle out front. This is something that, wheels are in motion. How do we invest and grow a team, and invest and grow our capabilities?
Yeah. There's a great book out there called Multipliers, if you haven't read it. And it talks about building up your team and actually helping them to become the best versions of themselves. So many business owners out there are afraid to help develop their team because they think they might leave them. And we talk
Be afraid
about,
if they stay,
yeah,
then.
afraid if they stay. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't, they're going to stay.
Yeah.
So we talk about that, and how much those employees actually care about working for those business, how the loyalty changes when they feel that care coming from the leadership team. And so
Yep.
it sounds like you've got that in spades, Joe. And I encourage you to keep that up because
I
that's just,
try.
yeah.
You
And
got to wake up. That's probably the biggest difference. Speaking of that, is transitioning to business ownership. Is
yeah,
that you wake up one morning and you're excited. You spend all this time. Acquisition is tough. There's all kinds that you've got different advisors depending on no matter where you are on the size of business.
right.
It is a grind to get over the finish line and get a deal put together. But then you wake up the next morning and you're excited, and then you realize you have the responsibility of 10 families.
Literally.
You literally you have to wake up and make sure that you're checking yourself and you keep yourself accountable, and that it's beyond self motivation. It's how are we and make sure you're investing in yourself to prepare to maintain a business for
We might
everybody.
call that self leadership.
There you go. Yeah.
Self leadership. To be a good leader, you got to be a good self leader first, and it comes across whether you want it to or not. Um, let's talk about your marketing strategies because so many business owners out there, they struggle with this. They
Mhm.
throw spaghetti at the wall. They hope it sticks, right? I mean, it's just throwing. I used to refer to it like lawn darts. I don't know if you remember lawn darts,
Yep,
but
I'm familiar.
you never throw one up in the air and run because just a horrible thing's going to happen. But what is
Yep.
your number one marketing strategy that's brought you the most business so far? Besides organic and referral. So besides organic and referral, you know I was going to say that, right?
Yeah, I was about to say referral is that's the number one source for
As it should
most.
be, as it should
As
be.
it should be, as it should be. So I would say it's a twist on organic. So I mean, there's obviously the digital piece. I'm a huge proponent with digital advertising and making sure your SEO is tight, making sure that you have a digital presence that is utilizing the tools that are out there.
Sure.
There's a reason why you don't search for things, you Google things. I mean, it's
Yep.
like Kleenex is ubiquitous to tissue paper. Same thing
Yeah,
with Google
absolutely.
search, social media out there. So there's obviously you have to make sure you have the tools and the basic pieces. The number one thing that anybody searches for is whatever near me. And so if you're not aware of that, then you're not in the game, you're not in the conversation. So I
Sure.
think those are the table stakes of making sure that all your ducks in a row, and that your business exists professionally in the digital space. Because that's even after you meet somebody organically, what's the 9 times out of 10, they're going to look you up, whether that's on social media or they're going to search you. Uh, but for me in this stage, it is strategic about the rooms that you put yourself in. So while that might sound organic, is that there is a relationship and sponsorship play that you make sure that you're introducing yourselves as a business owner. The worst thing you can do is sit behind your desk. There's time for that. There's obviously things. I was working late last night doing the same thing, making sure that you're moving the pieces, the chess pieces, and you're keeping up with accounting and your balance sheet and all that fun stuff,
All the good
uh,
stuff.
the good stuff. But that's how you structure your day. But you should be out meeting people. I'm a big fan of I'm scheduling a coffee, a lunch, a happy hour.
Okay.
I'm constantly making sure that we're networking, but in a way that is genuine. It's whatever it is. It's however you lean into your network. If I
Let's
like to
chat
talk,
about that for a sec
yeah,
though, because you
yeah,
said genuine and networking and the power of authenticity, the power of being
yes,
genuine is unbelievable, right? However, the follow up question to that type of marketing strategy, because that is to me, networking is one of the best marketing strategy because it's the easiest way to develop relationships. It's the foot
yep,
in the door to starting relationships, which that's the way the world turns, right?
yep.
And if you've got a good networking strategy, like right now, let's say you're going out there, you're making meetings, you might be doing some speaking engagements. Do you test and measure that? Do you track that currently?
I would say Track and measure, that's probably those are would be generous terms. I would say it's goal setting. It's,
Okay.
how much outreach are you putting yourself in a position to meet someone new or strengthen an acquaintance relationship and kind of move the needle, because everybody needs a person, and I think it's about building a Rolodex. That's an old school term, but it is a
Good Scott.
Rolodex. Be able to be to connect people to what they need. How can you be a phone call away from making sure that, hey, I'm looking for a thing. Do you know a person? Yes, and you step out, whether that has to do with your line of business or not. So I think
Sure.
that is the way, is making sure that you're carving out time to lean into relationships, which is tough because we're all pulled in a million different directions. You've got,
Yes, we
you know,
are.
your family and faith and business and just hobbies. You want to go golf. Well, that takes time, effort, and energy. Well, if you want to go golf, you better find three people that, want a friend, a friend of a friend, and someone that you want to introduce those friends
To go
to make
golfing
sure
with. No,
to keep on
legitimate.
golfing with. Yeah, yeah. To make,
Absolutely.
yeah. That's so, don't
Super,
always call the
super,
same
super.
three people.
Yeah.
Uh, and so that's, which is fun. You're stuck together 4 or 5 hours. You better be able to, hold a conversation and enjoy your time together. That's an easy way to,
I would I
to
would say I would say that in regards to the networking, you brought up another good point there, moving that needle, right?
Yep.
And I'm only pinpointing on that because it highlights the fact of you need to know where the needle is pointing at. You
Mhm.
can't feel the needle.
Yep.
And as much as we want to feel where the needle is at, really it's metrics that's going to get us, marketing is math, and that includes networking. And
Yep.
so I love that you have that approach. We are actually kind of running a little low on time here. So I want to start wrapping things up here, Joe. I want to get to these. I've got some rapid fire questions for you. These are
Great.
one word, one sentence answers.
Okay.
Um, you ready for that?
All right. Let's do it.
It's rocket. And listen, everybody, we've covered a lot of ground here, so make sure to come back and check some of this stuff. Some of the stuff Joe's been saying has just been absolutely outstanding, like hits right to my heart about entrepreneurship. So make sure we're checking this one out. But here we go, Joe. What is the key to success for you?
Ooh. Um, Internal motivation.
Yeah. Okay, now I got a follow-up question. Where's that coming from?
That is tough. You got to find your why. Sometimes it's what, coming home to your kids after a tough day and feeling, rejuvenated. Sometimes it's having a quick moment with your spouse before you go in different directions in the morning. Sometimes it's a win for your team. It's, you get that late night email that you've won an opportunity and a new partnership has come together at the moment where you felt that. So yeah, I would say it's team, family.
Love it.
Those are the two that team, family, and wins. That's where you
I
get
love
it.
it. I love it. What is your one piece of advice for other business owners?
To have a thick skin, even if you don't sell anything, you're always selling something. So no is an opportunity to learn.
Let's go. Opportunities all around us. What is one book you're reading now or just read?
I just got done with Blank by Malcolm Gladwell, so that was a reread for me. Big
Blank.
fan of his.
Blink.
Blink. Yep,
Okay. It's on my list now. I got to
yep,
read it
yep.
because I haven't. Now I'm an avid reader, so the fact that I haven't read it, I feel bad. If you had to choose only one area of your business you can immediately improve tomorrow, what would it be?
More square footage.
More square footage of of the
That's one of them. Yeah,
capacity
no, I'd give us a little more elbow room. No, that's probably one. That's one. Um,
to grow, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's
just
honestly
growth.
what it
I mean, yeah,
is.
I think it's all aspects of growth is
Excellent.
really what it would be.
Before we get into our final question of the day, how can others learn more about you, Joe, or Speed Pro Des Moines?
Yeah, so I encourage everyone to like and follow SpeedPro Des Moines on LinkedIn and Facebook. We're at speedpro.com/Des Moines. We would love to figure out how to help you with your needs, big or small, from one lawn sign to 1,000 square foot, mural and everywhere in between. We're here to help.
Excellent. Last question of the day, Joe. What is most inspiring to you today?
Uh, I would say the team. That has been really fun, to as we've gone on this journey, and we're seeing growth. That while it is stressful, we're doing it together, and so that everyone pitches in, and everyone is there to make sure that everyone's taken care of, but also that our partners are taken care of.
An absolutely outstanding answer. The world needs more leaders like you, Joe.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I don't take
Yeah.
compliments, so that's nice.
As
Thank you.
we wrap up, I just want to say thank you so much. This has been an awesome interview. I love looking at your journey, and not just as a business, but as an owner, you get to share some good nuggets. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what the next level is for Joe Sheridan at Speed Pro Des Moines.
I appreciate it, Gabe. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. This has been the Business Owner Spotlight with Joe Sheridan of Speed Pro Des Moines, and your host, me, Gabriel Moore, with Action Coach Business Coaching. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.